Today we're going to be reviewing the Colbor CineFlare CF5 fog machine. I was super excited when this company reached out to me asking me if I would like to review this machine, because this is actually something that I was going to buy myself, not necessarily this brand, but I was looking into portable fog machines for my photo shoots, because I have a larger fog machine that has to be connected to some sort of power. So I have seen these in the market and it was something I was looking to invest in eventually. So when they reached out to me, I was super excited to get to try it. They did send this for free for my honest review. I am not being paid for this unboxing. So this is going to be my honest review of this little machine. So let's see what it's like. So this is how it comes, the box. You get the pouch with a safety warning on how to store the machine, how to use it for the first time. So we'll get that out. And this is like really convenient packaging. You could take it with you, toss it in your bag. And what do we get? In here, little card with their name. I guess a tiny little how-to guide. They don't really go into too much detail, but you can kind of figure it out. And a warranty card. Okay, so the machine is in here. I did already tested it out so that I knew what the heck I was doing when I show you guys. I didn't want to completely be blind when I came to show you. So we got the machine in here. And it's like a nice rubbery material, but it gets kind of like dirty with your thumbprints and stuff like that. I don't know how I feel about that, but who cares, right? All right, so you get the machine. You also get the juice. It's a RGB light to change the color of the fog. This is the fog canister where you put the oil in. A cloth to, I guess, clean. In here on this has a little pouch. This is so that it could do the low fog effect. It kind of resembles like dry ice, which helps like the fog stay close to the floor or the surface. This is great. And then we have like this retractable arm so that you could put the direction of the fog. A remote so you can use the machine from far away, so you don't have to be near the machine for when you need to shoot video or photos. And the USB-C, USB cable for charging, obviously, the case. And then you get different tips to create different pattern fog, I guess. Let's assemble this machine here. First thing that you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna take off this part up here. This part is for regular fog. And it's magnetic. I really like that. Super easy to change. And then you can change this head. This is the part that you use if you want to use any of the other tips and adapters that are included in the packaging. And then this tip right here, it's the RGB tip. So it's to change the color of the fog. But then with the RGB, you cannot use any of the other adapters. And then you change your modes here. And you put it there. So, but before we do that, let's assemble the machine. So we're going to start with the fog juice. I'm going to take it out of this packaging. Your canister is going to come with a rubber on it. And you want to make sure that you remove the rubber. And it's going to have another rubber on the bottom so it won't leak. And it's going to have like a rubber right here. It's like a little door. You're going to want to lift that up. And that's where you're going to put your fog juice. I already put my fog juice in there, but basically you're going to put your fog juice in there. And you're going to fill it up more than halfway up. You want to cover the whole bottom part of the canister, because you don't want this to run with low oil, because then it can get, it can burn. And you can ruin your motor. So you want to make sure that there's always oil in there. So we'll take the bottom part out. And then we're going to put our canister in there. And we're going to rotate until it's very tight. The instructions for this were like not the greatest. So I had to kind of Google how to do this. So hopefully this helps you guys. So once it's nice and tight, you're gonna put the tip, and there is like a line back there so that you can align it perfectly so that you know where it goes. Okay. And right here we have all of our settings. We're gonna turn it on. You're gonna hold the middle button that has like the power on there until this screen turns on. This screen down here is showing how much fog to let out and how much fan, and you're able to control that so that you have the exact right amount of fog that you want to let out. All right, and then if you press this button that has a yellow ring on it, that basically makes the fog come out. And right now I have it for max power for both the fog and the fan. And we can lower. You're gonna press the middle button to be able to move in between settings. So right now I'm gonna lower the fog to the lowest, and then I'm gonna lower the fan as well. And we're gonna press this again, and this is a minimum amount. You see how little that is? So basically you're able to control how much fog you let out. So that's like the minimum on both the fan and the fog. You're able on this menu as well. You're able to go to the menu. When you go all the way down, there's gonna be like 4 squares, and you wanna click on that. All right, and here's where you can set the timer on the fog machine so that it's hands-free. If you wanted to be throwing like a certain amount of fog in intervals, so you can set it to throw fog and smoke for like 5 seconds. You could do like 5 seconds every 5 seconds, or 10 seconds of fog every 5 seconds, and so on. So you could change it. Right now it's set to off, but let's turn it on. Turn it on, and we're gonna do 5 seconds of fog. I'm gonna do 5 seconds of fog every 5 seconds. Okay, and then we're gonna hit on. Oh, and I remember I had it in the low setting. See, and it did 5 seconds, and then it'll do it on itself again after 5 seconds. And there it goes again. And there it goes again. And you can set it so how many times you wanted to do it. So I believe I have mine set to 3 times. I had it so that it would do 3 sets, or not 3 sets, but 3 times of 5 seconds every 5 seconds. And then now it's off. And if you want to go back to the main menu, you hit the middle button all the way down, and now you're back to the main menu. And I'm going to set it to maximum again, and maximum fan. Perfect. And now let's try the different effects. Okay, so we have right now the regular fog. You can touch this button right here if you want to change the direction of the fog. So let's say we wanted it sideways right here. Now it'll be sideways. Perfect. They say to only use the machine standing upright position, or in this kind of like 45-degree angle, 90-degree, I don't know what angle this is, but you don't want it like to lay flat. They say to never lay it flat because you want to make sure that the oil is covering the entire motor. You don't want any part of the motor to be like dry because it can burn up. So always keep it at this angle or the upright angle. Never lay it on its side while in use. Okay, and we're gonna set this up back here again. Okay, the next modifier we're gonna use is the angled. Let's tighten this guy up here. Okay, he's in there. And that one makes it go down. But if you use this foam right here, let's say I want to do a low, I gotta hold it, a low resting fog so it'll stay at the bottom so it won't float up. So I'm going to angle it down with this device right here. And this is going to create very thick, low-laying fog. You see that? And that fog is going to stay on the surface. Right now it's moving because I'm talking and the air is moving the fog, but it's gonna stay on the surface of the table, as you can see, or on the ground. And that's with this modifier right here, if that's the effect that you want. And let's try the remote. You don't have to hold it. There you go. And this is like it's not Bluetooth, it's just like the old school style remote. Infrared, probably, whatever it's called. I'm not super tech savvy, but yep, remote. Now let's try the color RGB. Okay. And for the color RGB, it's gonna have a mode and it's gonna have up and down. So we wanna press the mode and we turn it on in green. And if you press it down, you'll change through the RGB color spectrum. Let me see if I can show you. No, it needs to be connected in order to have power. So, and this RGB adapter right here has a fan, and I can hear the fan. Fan is on. Let's do like red or something. And this concludes our video of the Colbor CineFlare CF5 portable fog machine. If you guys have any questions, please make sure to leave them down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer all your questions.